I need to feel your energy today from start to finish.
Come on, let's go.
Let's crank this thing up. It get real ferocious, I'm trying to tell you.
Turn me up all day.
From the locker room to the broadcast booth, breaking news and the truth behind every take from a real NFL insider and television analyst.
Now get ready for the NFL show where the conversation gets real and the fans get a voice. It's time for the Lake Lewis Jr. Show here on ESPN Radio.
And that's football.
Welcome to the Lake Lewis Jr. Show. Everyone, appreciate you for watching us. And it's Friday, so you know what time it is. It's time for the supporters of the Burgundy and Gold, the best supporters of the Burgundy and Gold. Chop it up. We talk about everything. And if you want to join us, all you have to do is reach out to me via email at thelakelewisjrshow@gmail.com. Now, you know, we've been taking this show up for an hour and a half, sometimes 2.5, one day, 3 hours. Today is going to be a shorter show because I am sitting here inside the bubble at Commander's Park. They were gracious enough to let me do this from in here, which, by the way, for everyone out there, on Thursdays now, my show on ESPN Radio will be from where? Right here inside the bubble. And with who? Trent Scott from the Washington Commanders will be joining us on Thursdays, and we're going to have other guys coming in here. So we got a movement going, and I've already talked to some of the guys about, you know, can you pop your head in on Fridays as well? So, of course, they will be doing that. So, with that said, how's everybody doing today?
Wonderful.
Doing good. Doing good.
So, I got a good topic to talk about. Naturally, we're gonna, talk about the excitement maybe you guys have or don't have as far as rookie minicamp. Today was the day that they let us come out as far as media to see these guys, but they've been practicing for the last 2 days and they get a break now. And I didn't see a whole lot today, nothing really to write home about. I will say, what you guys already know is that Sonny Styles is a monster of a person. I mean, to be playing Mike linebacker, saw some of his elusiveness out there. Antonio Williams was fielding some punts as well. When they spoke to us afterwards, you could see the confidence that those two young men possess, which I think would be a good thing. But there wasn't a whole lot to write home about. I will say the kid Stevenson's leg is as strong as advertised. That was something we saw. But was there anything that you guys heard or, anything that was exciting to you as far as the rookies today? So let's fire it up and we'll start with Antoine.
Yeah, for me, what I found exciting is about Antonio Williams. Just him, when they asked him about playing the slot and what did he like to play, and he said he can play all over. He can play inside and out. So I think that's pretty exciting. He's not just going to be a slot receiver. So I think that's something that we can look forward to.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, good stuff. All right, Miss Sheila.
Yes.
Anything that was exciting for you as far as today with these rookies out here?
I didn't get a chance to see him yet. I've been doing other things today. So
okay.
I do record everything, so I will go back and look at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Miss Jen?
I have watched most of those videos and interviews, and I really liked when they asked Dan Quinn about what he felt how he's been feeling about Durante Jones. And he said he was really so prepared and has been so great just in the building. And that he's super excited about him because of the way that he's been able to show he's super organized and serious and is a good teacher. That was really exciting. And I also loved watching Sonny, crush those bags. That was pretty cool.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Brad Jones.
What's up, family? How's
What's
everybody doing, man?
How you doing, man?
I agree on Sonny. I was a fan of him from the beginning, but I just like his composure. He don't look like a rookie. Even how he take his interviews and things like that, and his preparation for the game, he looks like a vet out there, and that's what we need in that Mike spot, especially now that Bobby is there, is not, whatever the case may be. But I just like his composure. That's what I was excited about, and all the rookies overall.
Good stuff. All right, cool. All right, Greg Dashel.
What's up, fam? How y'all doing?
What's going on? What's going on,
man?
All right. Yeah, man. I was excited since the draft, man. I ain't came down off the draft yet, so everything, man. It's one day closer to football season, you know. So that's what I'm excited about. You know, that's where I'm at.
All right, good stuff. I mean, all these rookies out here and undrafted free agents. And I know there was a little bit of rust, as far as, just everything they're working through. Because I got to tell you, even with me being back up here, it was like just trying to get your bearings. Like, and I'm out on the field, like, what did I missed something today? Like, I know I didn't have everything in my mind, like clockwork. So if I felt like that, you can only imagine what these young men are out there feeling like. It's probably like their heads are spinning because everything's happening so fast. So, all right, so let's keep it going with Miss Benet.
Hello, everyone from
Hello.
sunny
Hello.
92 degrees here in Southern California today. It's
you can
hot
have
today.
it.
Yeah.
Right. Keep that. Right.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see any. I only saw one thing. Sonny was being interviewed by someone. I couldn't catch the voice, so I don't know who it was. And of course, he was telling him how everyone is already falling in love with him in the city, and Sonny kind of smiled at that. And I watched a little bit of Coach being interviewed, but I couldn't hear that too well, so I'll have to go back later and try to watch it. One thing to you though, Lake, are any of the seasoned players out visiting the rookies today? That's what I wanted to know, if any of them came. I know they don't have to be there, but did any of them show up?
There's guys in the building. I can't tell you their names, but there are a couple guys that have come in to do their own like rehab or some of their other work. But as far as being out on the field, they weren't allowed to be out there. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Eric.
What's up, Lake? How you been doing?
What's going on, fam? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, good to be seen. I didn't get a chance to really watch anything today, surprisingly. So I was going to flip it to you and divert my time to Gerard. But the only thing I'd like to know is, was Chris Hilton out there much? Because that guy might be a name that we might really like close to the season. Was he out there doing anything?
Yeah, I mean, but, I don't think anybody necessarily stood out today, even when they did their drills, when they did, 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s. I didn't see anything that, like stood out. I will say, Rutgers quarterback threw, a horrible interception. I mean, it was bad. It was just, he threw it. I don't know if he thought he was throwing the ball away. I don't know, but he threw it into an area of the defense where Carlin Vickers was over there, and it was literally like 4 other defensive backs fighting to get the interception because the ball was just thrown straight up in the air. So little things like that, but that's to be expected. That's a rookie, and obviously, I do have something for you that stood out to me, and I didn't even put that in my stand-up. So you guys are getting it before anybody. Defensive line coach, new defensive line coach was after that, today with those defensive linemen and in their drills. I think I will post that because I did have it in the drills. It was different from what I've seen here before, for sure.
Dog work.
Yeah, man. It was it was brutal. I mean, and it was like no one was doing what he wanted. And what was weird to me was that Daryl Tapp, who was the previous defensive line coach, now he's his assistant. He was just having to just listen to and just do what Eric Sanders was telling them. But it was Eric Anderson was telling them.
And nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but it was it was tough, man. There was a lot of words being said. So
I hope so. Like, because I remember like when they had it over here in Richmond, I went one year. I went and saw the practice, and I'm like, are these guys even practicing? Like,
well, that was when Jay was there. That was club. Yeah. That was country club.
It was a long time ago. But I don't ever want to see another practice whenever I go. Just be so lackadaisical and just not intense.
Well,
so that's good to hear.
Well, what I would be interested in is that he's doing this with rookies. Okay, it's going to be interesting to see how that flies over with veterans because it's a little different the way you talk to grown men as opposed to young guys. And yeah, man, it was I'm from old school coach though, that did those things. So I'm okay with that.
Keep
But
the
I'm
foot on the
not sure.
gas.
Yeah, I'm not sure how some of these young guys, I think I could see some of them going in the tank quick with the way they were being coached today. But that's what you want. You want that tough love, right? But he's also going to love you up because he encouraged guys when they did it right. He did. One of the kids, Barber, defensive lineman, he did the drills, one of the drills properly, where he clearly they were told, run around through the drill and hit the ball, but keep running, don't stop. And a lot of these guys would stop and hit the ball, and he lost it a couple times. So that's what was happening today. So all right, so good stuff, Eric. Let's keep it going. Let's go with Big Bud. What's up, Big Bud?
Ain't too much. How you doing, Lake?
I'm good, man. Chilling. Busy
Good.
day. Left home
I
at
feel you.
9 o'clock this morning, and won't get
Right
home
on.
till about 10. So yeah.
Wow. With most of the rookies, I kind of figured that, they were going to be as advertised, just come in and show out. But what I'm excited to see mostly is the kicker. He is as advertised, and
It really is.
that's points, man. That's important.
Yeah.
That
All you
guy
gotta do is
got a leg on himself.
cross midfield now if you're Washington. You don't have to get down
That's
to the
right.
20 to
That's
have a
right.
legit chance to make a field goal.
That's right.
That wasn't nice.
Yep.
But y'all already most of y'all was
I
shaking
get
your
the
head, right?
point.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's how
Yeah, I
Dallas
get the
won a
point.
lot. Hey, that's how Dallas won a lot of games. That's how
Yeah.
Dallas
That's
has
right.
won a lot of games.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
points, man.
It changes
We
how you
need those
play
points.
defense against guys. So yeah, man. Good
Absolutely.
stuff. Good stuff,
Absolutely.
bud. All right, let's go with Sean though.
Happy Fan Friday. Good to see everybody. Okay, so
Good to see
I
you.
thought it was interesting that Antonio Williams was returning punts.
Why you say that?
You gonna do that?
I thought we had our punt returner
Well,
from
remember,
Lane.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
rookies
this is
only. Yeah,
it's only
yeah,
rookies only, right?
yeah.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had that in his bag of his
Oh yeah,
repertoire.
he did.
So
He did
okay.
when he was at Clemson. When you go back and if you guys look at some tape on this guy, you'll see they had him in the backfield sometimes, just moving him. He was Debo Samuels at
Right.
Clemson, the way they utilized
Right.
him. So yeah, I think today was just a matter of having someone back there that would be sure-handed, and a lot of those punts were like straight up, straight down. I mean, like no rotation, and he was catching them. He was just snagging them right out the air. So you can see his hands are legit. Like that's what he's known for, his catch radius. But you saw it more on the punt returns today more than anything else. So that was good stuff.
I had a quick
Okay.
question
Yes, sir.
about him. Have you ever seen a rookie embrace being compared to someone that's not that much older? Amara Brown, basically, is what I'm talking about. St. Brown. They got the same number now. It's like, is that something that occurs? Because usually it's like, okay, now you're on the same playing field. He shouldn't be like a
Nah,
poster hanging up in your room type of thing.
but you know what? This generation, these kids is different. Like
Yeah.
they just different. Like when we were growing up, you didn't want another man's name on your back, or be compared to someone. It's like, no, I'm me. But no, I mean, and if you can be compared to that guy, that's not a bad comparison because he's a dog.
Mhm.
And I said this before that Antonio Williams to me was Makai Lemon with better route running. Makai Lemon's a great route runner. Antonio Williams is an exceptional route runner. Makai Lemon's more physical. Antonio Williams is just he catches everything with his hands. Makai catches everything with his body. But I think that they got a guy in that category before the season started. I want people to understand this. Before the season started at Clemson, Antonio Williams was a first round projection. So for Washington, Adam Peters to snag him in the third round with pick 71, that's a big, big look for them. So he's going to do work this year. I do believe that he's a guy that, will be north of 50 catches this year in that offense. So,
Nice.
we'll see how that plays out.
Hey,
All right.
and Shino, and Lake,
Yes.
can I add this to Shino? In his press conference today, he acknowledged the reason why he chose 14. He said that was the first number he ever had when he first started playing football.
Okay.
So that's one of the main reasons why he chose 14.
Appreciate that insight. Thank you.
Good stuff. All right. Let's keep it going with Ellis.
How everybody doing?
Hey,
What's up?
Ellis.
Yeah.
What's going on? Good. This type of the year, I'm basically really just glad to see everybody out there actually doing some football stuff. For haven't seen that in a couple months now. This time of the year, I root for guys like Robert McDaniel and Jeffrey Amber. Just the small school guys or the unknown guys that kind of make the team, make the 53. And I do have a question for you. Any insight to if they would be interested in Kenny Moore?
Yeah,
Good question.
that name's been floating around quite a bit. I think he definitely, if the price was right, people have to understand you can't just sign a veteran like that. He's a 9-year veteran,
Right.
made the Pro Bowl, I think, like 4 years ago. So he wants to get paid as well. So if you're Washington, you've got to do your due diligence, take a look into it, because he definitely would be an add to that room. But it's got to be worth it. It's got to make sense. So I'm sure Adam Peters and company making the phone calls. So I can't answer the question to say is he coming or not, but
Right.
but I know they're doing their due diligence.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Marcus. Yep.
How's everybody doing?
What's
Hi,
going
Marcus.
on?
Marcus.
Oh, well.
Right.
All right. So I guess the thing that I noticed was Sonny Styles, him being next to the other linebackers out there and the size of him compared to the other linebackers.
Yeah.
That was very noticeable. I mean, we knew he was a big guy, but just to be, out there, him being a rookie and lined up with these other rookies, yeah, he's a big dude.
He
So,
really
yeah,
is. He really
that's what I
is.
noticed. Yeah,
And
I'm looking
and
forward
and,
to him.
and the scary part about it is, like I was telling a colleague today when we were on the defensive side of the field, he reminds me of, and you got to just let me finish before somebody say what. He reminds me of when LeBron came into the NBA. When you go back and you look at old pictures of LeBron, LeBron was all legs. He had these big monster trunk legs, and it was like it went from this to this as far as the torso area. That was, Sonny Styles today. Sonny Styles, you can see his body, he's going to fill out much more, which is kind of frightening when you think about it, because he's already close to 250. He's gonna be a 260, 265 guy when he's in the meat of his career with that kind of athleticism and speed. It's crazy. He's already got huge arms, but you can see like in the chest there and shoulder area, that's still gonna fill out. So, and I've seen some guys come through here and in like 2 years, they look like a whole different human being. So it's kind of scary to think that he's going to be one of those guys. You already know that. So yeah, good stuff there. Good stuff. All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's go with Oscar. What's going on, Oscar?
Good, good. How are you doing, Lee? Good to see you.
I'm good.
So, greetings from Istanbul. I was able to watch the whole highlights, Lake, but I agree with everyone. Sonny Styles looks physical, man. And there's one video of him where he gets out of the building through the practice field, and he looked like Charles Mann to me. Like, I don't agree with that, but
he really does. He actually,
Yeah.
it's crazy you say that, because back in the day when Charles Mann played, defensive ends weren't the same size they are now. He's literally like Charles Mann's size. Charles Mann was probably like 265, 270. So yeah, man, there's a possibility that happens.
Hopefully he wins, 3 Super Bowls too. So
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. All right,
Yes,
so
sir.
let's keep it going here. Let's go with Rich.
Hi, Lake. How are you, everybody?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Hey, how you
Greetings
doing?
from Anchorage. So, no, first off, I was really happy that they got everybody signed and in camp, because I know, like, last year everybody had an issue with their second round rookies. So, we got everybody there. That's a good step. And I mean, just continues. This front office has had, to me, 3 great off seasons, and this is actually by far, to me, the best. But yeah, and I also heard that, Sonny, came in there, and there again, I saw both our 2 top picks, speaking to the press, and they seem very professional, very comfortable. But I also heard that Sonny, during this kind of brought a level of intensity that, was above kind of, I won't say everybody else's, but a lot of the other players there. So
He was serious.
pretty
He
impressed.
he was serious, and I noticed something that he does. He was doing it between every play. He would rub the ground like I don't know if I can do this in here, but he literally would like do this in front of him before every play. And I'm like,
Okay.
I don't think
Wow.
I've ever seen that on tape or anything like that. So I don't know what it was, but we talked to him before, practice and then afterwards. But I was like, you know what, I'll wait because you already know why.
Did he have on gloves or no? Was he gloveless or with gloves?
No, he didn't. He had black gloves on, and he keeps his thumbs taped pretty thick, so it's almost like looks like a little boxing hand before you put it in a glove. So I don't know if he's using that to club people or not, but that's his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Sonny with a club, that'd be awesome.
But we don't condone that, do we? Everybody's in here like just a little bit. All right, so let's keep it rolling. Let's go with Miss Erica. What's going on, Miss Erica?
What up? What up? What up, people? How y'all doing?
What's good?
Good.
Everybody's talking about how great Sonny look. I peeped something today, and I may be wrong, but Antonio Williams was walking out. Did I see David Blau right next to him?
Yeah, you
walking
did.
out.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, that's his guy.
That's his new best friend.
Yes. And it was good to see, them together. And you never know what kind of conversations have been had with them. So that was like, I just peeped it out. I also peeped Fat Man. Fat Man was out there. I didn't know he was that chunky, but he looked good.
That's the name. And I greeted him afterwards when I told him, I said, look, I'm not interviewing you. I said, but just gotta let you know we are. And he said, oh, Penn State, and hugged me. So I was like, no, we good.
Yeah.
You already know.
Why you had to bring that up?
Come on, man. That's what we do. I gotta let him know he got a safe haven here somewhere. I'm not one of the media guys that's going to beat him down, if he makes a mistake, but and I think it was important. Sometimes, my style is to introduce myself to these young guys, like Sonny remembered me from Pittsburgh, and I thought that was cool. And you're right. I'm not sure who just said that, but Sonny definitely has a very Bobby Wagnerish type of mentality as far as the way he talks to you. He's serious at all times. And, he laughed, he didn't laugh. He chuckled when, with one of the questions. But for the most part, this guy just wants to be great. He just wants to play football. You can tell he doesn't care about anything else. Hey, you trying to go to the Wizards game? No, I want to play football. And that's what this team needs, especially at that position.
Well, I can't say that number looked good on him.
It does, but you know what?
Yes, it does.
And see, that's something that I was going to ask him, but I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'll get you off the record because you already know. I say that because you already know. But that 52 to him is not because of the Keenan Robinsons and Rocky McIntoshes of the world. He said it. He said he's not a numbers guy at all. He said, but when he was in here and he saw the people who were wearing in the numbers in the 50s, it made him think. And then he said he remembered the 52 was Patrick Willis, Ray Lewis. Those are the names that he referenced. So I'm like, if you know you wearing that number, you're gonna have to represent it.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I'm good with that. So good stuff there. Good stuff. Let's keep it rolling. Let's go. And we have about 25 minutes left because I can't get locked in this thing. I gotta get home. but let's go now with Little Gerard. What's up, Little Gerard?
What's going on, Leg?
I appreciate you, brother.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody's doing good. I will say I have not actually gotten a chance to check out the rookie mini camps and the videos and everything, the press conferences. But what I will say is I really did enjoy the draft this year. I felt like we chose some very adequate and very smart and very athletic guys. And honestly, we don't do that every year. We think we do, and then it don't work out. Right. But I will say I have a lot of hopes, a lot of faiths in this year and this rookie class. I think only thing they're going to do is just help this team at the end of the day. I think that Sonny Styles is the JD5 of the defense. I personally feel like
yes.
That's what I've been saying.
Yes.
Yep.
I personally feel he's going to help shape that defense, be something that we have not seen in years, and I know that like some fans especially feel we are a little weak right now in the corner. and then the safety position. But I think with the defensive line and the linebacker room that we are creating and we're about
Come
to
on now.
have, that it's just going to make the secondary look better.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, that's what a lot of teams do anyway.
Well, you got a
The
pass
Vikings
rush.
did it.
When you have a
The
pass
Bears
rush,
did it.
Right. Exactly.
you don't need guys
don't have
covering
to-
guys for 50
exactly.
seconds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Makes their
So
job easier.
exactly. So I think this year, y'all, we're gonna be just fine. I personally feel really, really good about the team. I think the rookies are just gonna do what they're supposed to do, and the reason why is because of the coaching staff. We have a complete coaching staff, and all of them are smart. Our offense coordinator, not defense coordinator, and then like Lakey was just talking about our defensive line coach. That's good stuff. That's what you want. I can
I
tell
might
you.
have nightmares tonight after that
That's
stuff.
what you need.
It was
I come from
bad. I'm just saying it, man. He was on there. I was like, damn, this like he must be from the country because he was sounding like my father out there. And I was like, oh my God,
Right.
I was having some
Right.
PTSD moments out there where he was getting on them.
See, I'm not even mad at that because my high school, that's how our coaches were, and our varsity team had no issues winning every game in the season.
That's why you win, right?
If
Exactly.
that's what you need to get these guys right, and in my opinion, he got to do the same thing to the veterans. Just because you're a veteran don't make you special. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
It's going to be interesting to see how he tailors that, though, because these guys were. Yeah, a little wet behind the ears today. That's a little different on when the mother dudes show up to town. Because
that's true. Yeah, that's a whole different animal.
He got on Aaron Donald though, so man, you can't be mad at that.
Exactly.
No, I mean, listen, he comes in highly decorated, and he comes in having won Dan Quinn and everyone over, and they're letting him coach. But again, it was. Yeah, man.
It was fiery. It was
got
fiery.
it on tape too. Like if I post,
I gotta see it.
And and I can post whatever. There's no filters. I can post it, but it's not for no kids. Let me just tell you, it was. Yeah, it was.
Gonna love him.
It was salty out there today.
Yeah, you need to post that then, man.
But yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and post it. Matter of fact, there was a way. It's in my phone. My phone's up here. Yeah, if I could put it up for you guys, you'll hear it and you'll see it and you'll be like, "What the are you doing?" That's not the. I'm like, "Oh my goodness!"
Wow.
Yeah,
but that's what you need from a coach. You need some passion, and I think all he's trying to do is just instill that into the players. And
I
it's
said
better
my
off to
high
start
school
them off
coaches was
down.
getting on me like that. College, it was I wasn't like that, but. Yeah, high school, it was yeah, you was gonna get it. And that's what this reminded me of. It did. It kind of had that that high school you guys know where I'm going with that? Like not a high school coach, but just it had like I don't care that you are a professional. I don't care that you have this uniform on. You're not doing this right. And he was livid when they weren't doing it. So yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Good stuff.
He's setting the standard right now. That's
the standard.
Yeah, he is. You got to do it right, or you're not going to be out there playing. So that makes sense.
Maybe it was the first day initiation. Maybe he'll dial it back.
And I don't know about. I think that's who. I think that's who that was. I know when I see somebody, he was not a character. He was very planted in character. So we'll see. All right. So let's keep this thing going. Let's go. Our final two participants who showed up late, but they my boys though, so it's all good. I've been killing Mike B for a couple days now because he came. I don't know if y'all watched my show from was it yesterday, Mike?
Yes, yesterday. Yeah.
The brothers was letting me down, man. Because they literally were trying to tell us that I asked the question, who had the most pressure on them? Between like Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, Jaden Daniels, or either one of the coordinators. And they were like constantly going to Dan Quinn and then Adam Peters. And I'm like, there ain't no way they got it. They got any pressure on. They're doing. Dan Quinn has done his job by setting the culture, right? He wasn't brought here for X's and O's. He was brought here for culture, and he's done that. And Adam Peters was here to change this godforsaken place that used to be here. And I can say from being here, I wouldn't have been in here doing this before. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
That would have never happened. So they've
Right.
changed everything and they got the pieces in place. They just got to put it together. So to me, I said the person on the biggest hot seat, not hot seat. Not that's not what I said. I said pressure to show that they can produce right away. To me, it was Durante Jones because I think the
Yes.
defense has been the most porous thing,
Yes.
period. So anyway,
Right.
that was my little soliloquy. Look that word up. That's a Big Ten word. Okay, so let's go with
Oh Lord.
yeah, that's a Big Ten word. Brad Jones. There you go. All right, so let's go with Gerard now. What's up, Gerard?
What's up, family? How y'all?
You
All
got
right,
it.
yeah. Sorry I was a little late, but anyways, I want to speak to the question you just talked about. For me, it's JD5. When I'm
As far
talking
as
about
pressure, you mean?
far as pressure,
Yeah.
it's not anybody else in my opinion. It's JD5.
That was
And the
my
reason
second
why,
one.
and the reason why I say that is not because of us or the organization. It's because the outside in his draft class. Everybody wants to try to say, oh, he was like a 1-year bust already. He's injury prone. They already. So for me, I know he can do it. We know he can do it. But to me, I just want him to come back
and
show
shut
that
people up.
year,
Shut
shut
people up,
everybody up,
please.
get
Yes.
his money. I'm that man. I'm that one.
I'm that
So
dude.
that's what I'm looking for. So that's
And he
why I say
will.
the pressure is on him, not mentally for himself, but to show the world who I am. Don't forget me.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Because some
that's where
people
I'm at.
some people have forgotten, and you heard me ask Trent about that the other day on the show, and he was like, "Yeah, it's a lot of chatter out there, but they know what they see, and they
Yeah.
know what they have." And
Yeah.
Adam has said it. He's definitely gotten bigger, but I always tell people tailor those expectations for you, thinking you're going to see him in November looking like he does right now, because as you play, you're just going to burn calories and lose weight. That's just how it is. So. But no, that's a great point, Gerard. I had him
because
second on my thing.
Right, because if he come out and get injured the second week, they're just gonna go, oh, you see, that's all they're gonna do. If he come out and throw 6 interceptions, oh, you see, the world is waiting for that. They want him to fail.
Well, the
So
world
that's
is
how
waiting.
I particularly feel.
I think the world is waiting for this outfit right here to fail because they can't get any stories when they don't. See, this thing used to be the home of stories. I was told today, I'm not going to say who told me, but somebody told me that colleague, who I don't see here now, but used to always say that this was AP here. That's what he told me. He said that they said this was AP, not for Adam Peters. This is the old regime. It was for always providing, and that was stories. So thank God there's none of that now. And some folks have a problem with that because they don't have nothing to talk about, but that's a whole nother story. So I know I'll be taking shots. I do.
That's their
I'm
own
gonna keep
issue.
doing it.
Take your shot, Nate. Take your shot.
All right. Like I ain't get a whole lot of love today, like as far as what's up and all that stuff. But I did.
In the bubble.
I did. Oh no, I was talking about when I was out on the field.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but that's why I'm in here though. So yeah, so, sorry.
His booze come from the cheapest seats, my brother.
That's what he said.
That's right.
That's what
That's
he
right,
said.
Brad.
That's
That's
what
right,
he
Brad.
said.
Exactly,
So
Brad.
yeah. So I left
Well, when
here.
Mr. Penn State falls out, he's going to look for you.
Of course, and I know exactly what he's going to do. Do y'all know what his end zone celebration is?
No, what is it?
Oh, so let me tell you.
Show us.
Should I get up and show y'all?
Yes.
Ain't nobody in there.
I got the whole thing to myself. Don't I?
Stretch out those hammies. Stretch out those hammies.
Whole world in my hand. So, can y'all see me?
Yeah, you can see.
I can throw the ball late.
Come
All
along
right, hold on.
close.
So when he scores, he does. You know what LeBron does when LeBron does this thing? He doesn't do that. He kicks the door open. That's his dance.
One more time.
Hold on.
Wait, one more time.
So when he scores, you guys know how LeBron does that thing right there?
Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He kicks the door in like that. That's his thing. Yeah. So remember when he gets that first touchdown, you know where you saw it first.
All right.
All
Now,
right.
before we get on to Mike B, that's my brother, and I've been getting on him, but y'all did see the weight loss when your boy got up, right?
Saw that.
Oh yeah,
we saw that.
Lake,
I can see that in your
you
shoulders.
turn
But
sideways,
I'm gonna
Lake,
need
and you
you
look
to
like a
probably.
zipper.
I'm gonna need
Nah,
you to
man,
put some tiger.
that's muscle forming
Where
That's
now.
why I
did you
want to
go?
see that
You
40
gave it
time.
all to
Wait,
Sonny.
it's
You
down. Let's see
gave it
that
all to
40
Sonny.
time, late.
Yeah.
Hey, nah. Last time I had to
We're
prove
gonna
something
go
to
home.
somebody, I was hooping with RG3 and Darrell Young, and guess what happened? Rip, tore my
Achilles.
Achilles.
Yep.
I don't have nothing to
So,
prove to anybody anymore, but Janine, that's it.
Oh, that's right.
Lake, after Mike goes, I have a question.
Okay, sure. So Mike, you're up, buddy. You're up.
Hey, what's happening, fam?
What's
Mike
going
B.
on
What's
with
up,
you?
What's up,
Mike?
Mike?
What up, Mike? What
All right,
up?
What's
man.
going on, Mike?
Had to stay. We drew the short straw. There's a bunch of teenagers downstairs partying, man. So
Right, right.
they're
We
like,
can't. I
yeah,
can't hear it. We can't hear it though.
okay, man. It's wild, man. But gee, that's excellent. I like that. I like that answer.
All right.
But I mean the reason I love Antonio and I mean DQ's interview, all the interviews. I watched probably
Yes.
3 interviews today, and those are some serious cats, man. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel really, really good about the season. I would be totally let down if we don't, granted, we can't be as badly injured as we were last year. So as long as we stay healthy and the coordinators cook, which was the reason I gave the answer I gave, is that uh, the coordinators didn't hire themselves.
Right.
So
Right.
and
Right.
it's like, okay, the buck stops with it was where G was most of last season when he kept saying
Oh
DQ
yeah.
when DQ pulled him off his Christmas list. So I mean he kept saying DQ, and
Coaching.
this
That's
is
right.
his second coordinator. We can all agree he may have taken too long to get rid of the last guy. So that's the reason for my response. But anyway, man, I feel positive, man.
Good.
I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I'm there, man. I'm there.
Yeah, me too.
They got
You know
me.
what,
They
man?
got me.
It's not Kool-Aid anymore. You know what it is? All y'all, because you guys went through hell and back supporting this outfit for the longest time. I'm telling people now, y'all not drinking Kool-Aid no more. Y'all can sit back and drink some wine.
Champagne.
Y'all can drink some wine now.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Because,
like
Oh
wine.
yeah.
you know,
Some
because
Chardonnay.
for me, I
Some
probably gotta drink some
Merlot.
orange juice because I don't drink
Oh,
at
my
all.
love. You like my
Yeah,
love?
I gotta drink orange
Yes.
juice. But the whole point is, it's not Kool-Aid. You know, it's not. You know,
Mhm.
I truly believe. We were saying this the other day on the show that if their defense can be what we think it can be, because on paper that defense looks like it's going to be a good defense. So if
Dangerous.
you can get Durante to
Top five.
work his magic with that talent, and they can just be at worst, if they were the 16th ranked defense in the NFL, meaning right there in the middle, 50%. You know, if they were an average defense, they're still going to be a playoff football team. But if you do what we think they can do and move them beyond that and put them into like the first tier or second tier defense, and let's just say they're 10 or 11, this is going to be a dangerous football team. And that's where I think they're projecting to go. I think they're going to be a much improved defense. So,
Hey, I got a question
Like,
for you, bro. When you get a chance, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Nate.
like I was gonna ask you. So, with some of the news I've seen with some of the players now, stuff being dropped, do you think there's a chance that we might make a move for a couple players, like a wide receiver and a corner?
Of course I do. Yeah, I know they're making a move for a wide receiver. You just got to wait it out, though.
Well, no, not just Ayuk, but
You talking about Diggs?
Diggs. Man, that plays. He
They're not gonna
balls.
bring Diggs.
Yeah, but Diggs don't fit what he. I'm just being honest. He don't fit the culture here.
Yeah, for the culture.
What about Snead?
Again, that might be something where it's money. You know, Adam Peters. We all know Adam doesn't dig deep into the pockets. We know that, okay?
Yeah.
And he's definitely not going to dig deep for someone that could be disruptive. Thirdly, they're trying to turn this over with the youth movement, you know, and that's why you don't see Bobby here right now. But I'm going to say this. I'm hoping and praying that both sides can figure something out with Bobby, because
I do too.
because I'm going to tell you the one thing this football team's lacking right now. They're lacking one major thing, and it's a big deal. Something that you probably haven't heard anybody else talk about. That's why y'all with me. That's why we family. They don't have the ringleader yet. They don't have
Yeah, that's
one.
what I figured you was
That's
gonna say.
funny that you said that. I was just gonna do a video the other day about that. I was like,
Please do.
you,
Please
you know,
do.
we talk about this team. We made some great moves, but we have some young players. Who's going to step up and lead this team?
Yeah,
Man, I'd
because
love to
normally
see
it's not.
Miller and Bobby
Well,
back.
well, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like for me, the one guy that has the credibility,
It's Terry.
and he's a dog. It's two of them, and one
Yeah.
is Terry.
Terry for
But
sure.
but Terry's personality isn't that in your face guy unless
Right,
you
right.
going up against him as a corner, okay?
Yeah.
I feel
Um,
like Leo
but
Chanel
the
is
one guy,
somebody.
the one guy that would do it, but he's a lineman. It's Laramie Tunsil, right? But he's a lineman. You need Bobby not because of on the field. You need Bobby for study habits, for professionalism,
See,
and for
that's what I'm
telling
talking about.
guys when you aren't doing what you're supposed to do. But
Hmm
I'm telling you, there were games last year. Bobby stood at the end of the sideline because he was that angry with the coaching, with the players.
I saw that.
But he didn't want to admonish them or disrespect them. So he just removed himself and kind of stood off a little bit to get himself together and then was out on the field. This is like when the commercials are on, like in television, you guys, if you're not at the game, you don't see it. But while they're in the huddle waiting and he's out there smacking his hands and like just telling guys, let's go, let's go. I think a young team or a team that has young stars needs a wily
Yeah.
veteran that's going to
Yeah.
be able to do that because you can't always have your defensive line coach doing that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, in my opinion, like just a year of Sonny and Bobby together, oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
See, that's what I want. I posted something. Actually, you're going to see it tonight that I did a little short about that. There are a lot of fans that come at me, keep saying, man, can you please stop talking about Bobby Wagner? He's old, man. He's washed. And I'm like, y'all, you guys
He's
are
still
just looking
productive.
at
Just
it. You
don't get
guys are
it.
just looking at it from the perspective of what you
Productive.
did on the field. Oh, by the
Right.
way, he still was a top 3 tackle
Yes.
guy in
That's
the
right.
NFL. So if you're going to
Absolutely.
say that, it's not like he's not tackling people. And he was tackling guys having free run to him because nobody up front was doing anything. So
Right.
now, just how unfair would it be, man, for this team to go on a run without him?
Without
I mean, if they do it,
that's the
I
thing with
think
it.
everybody would be in this room probably be like, okay, we good.
Yeah,
But
he
it
served the
would
Right.
purpose.
kind of feel like,
Yeah.
he was part of the culture change here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You would like
And
to
it's
see
not.
him be instrumental in keeping it going with new young faces.
Yeah, because it's not just the mentor of Sonny, but it's the whole
It's
team.
Leo. Yeah, exactly. But I also say, look at this linebacking room with Bobby, with Leo Chanel, with
Mm-hmm.
Sonny
Louisville.
Styles, with Frankie Louvu, with
Gee.
Jordan McGee, and
Yeah.
Kali Aho. I mean, think of all of these different elements that he could add to it. And he's also, how many times you see him patting guys on the tail on the line, move over, go here, go there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a coach
Mm-hmm.
on the field. I will tell you something that I have heard, and we probably should wrap up.
Ask that question. I want to hear what Lake says about
Okay,
it.
so Lake, I know that you're pro Wagner, but my question is, do you think Wagner be willing to come back knowing that his minutes would be cut and he couldn't be on the field the whole time in order to kind of mentor those younger cats?
That's where I say this, and I have to be brutally honest as a journalist. That's where Bobby's going to have to, Bobby's a prideful person, as he should be. He's a Hall of Famer and he's first ballot Hall of Famer. But when players get old, I've seen this over the years, great players, it's tough for them to accept lesser roles. And it's tough for them to
Right.
accept their fate. And their fate is, you guys know, Father Time is what? He's undefeated.
That's right.
It is what it is. And I just think for Bobby, this would be the perfect and ideal situation for him. Hell, it could prolong another year for him if he
Mm-hmm.
were to
Mm-hmm.
come in and just be part of a rotation. You don't have to be part of the rotation off the field. You could be the leader off the field, as you would be naturally, because he is a true leader. But on the field, you're gonna have to let these younger guys step up now and have their time. That's just the way it goes. That's sports.
Yeah.
That's life.
I don't see
like
him ending on a 5-win season either. That's why I'm thinking he'll be back. I don't think he's
feel
going to
like
go out on last season.
no matter where
Okay,
he go,
I have a question for you.
Okay, sure, go, Bud.
Birthday boy.
Do you thank you. I appreciate you. Do you think possibly thank you. Do you think he could even come in maybe at some type of coaching capacity?
No, I mean not right away because you have to fill those rosters out before. Like
Gotcha.
coaches needed to be in play before even like a day like today.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're going to do that, there's like an intern program and stuff like that. So we know great players normally don't make great coaches for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, we know why, because they see things totally different. And then when a mere mortal goes out there and doesn't do it the way they see it, that's like with Magic, you know, when he was coaching the NBA with the Lakers, he said it. They didn't fire him. He quit. He was like, I can't do this with these dudes. They don't see things the same way. So it's just different.
I think with Bobby,
so we'll go Brad and then we'll go Jen afterwards. Okay.
No matter where Bobby go, his minutes gonna be cut anyway because of his productivity on the field. He still can do it, but it's not like he gonna go in no team and play huge minutes, right? He's gonna be in a rotation everywhere he goes. So why not do it here? I mean, he was loved here. Well, you know, with us.
Well, I think, Brad, not to cut you off, Brad, but I do believe that Bobby in the right situation still would excel at a high level.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about playing time, though.
Oh, no, I think he would be a starting middle linebacker every down if he had, like, I hate to use this team. Can you imagine Bobby in Philadelphia?
I knew you was going to say it.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I heard Dallas. That's what I heard Dallas. I heard talk of that.
Even the Giants. Even the Giants. Even the Giants.
That's why I was getting ready to ask you, like, I heard some real talk about him going to Dallas.
See, the one thing I will tell you about Bobby's loyal. He's loyal. And for him to go to Dallas, it would have to be a bad, I had a bug fly on me. It would be a bad situation. And the heck, I had a gnat fly in my mouth. It would be a bad situation, and they don't want that. I just think this thing's going to get resolved, and I don't know. Maybe me being the optimist that I am, I think he's going to be here. I do.
But I have heard that, so you know.
Yeah. So, Jen.
I saw an interview. You know how when they come in and they do like the Commanders, like once they sign, and I think it was Brian Colbert Jr. He did an interview with all of them, and when he talked to Leo, one of the things Leo said was, you know, going to the big one. He's been, and he wants to bring that energy, and he's very vocal, and he really. I'm not saying he's going to be a replacement for Bobby. I'm just saying he's very vocal, and he's like, I'm the ultimate hype man. So he's one of those people that I can see bringing energy. I mean, how much and how far, I don't know, but I like his energy. And he was like, you know, I know what it feels like to be there. And I'm going to surround the team with all that positivity. And I like being vocal. So that was cool.
Yeah. And I think he's one of those players too, that's going to be special. And, you know, you don't want to disrupt the young guys' progressions, you know, their reps. You really don't want to do that. However, if you have a Hall of Famer, it's that is willing to help them get better, I think that you have to take a look at that. You can't have a situation like an Aaron Rodgers, who everyone in the league knows, we in our circles, that he's never really been warm and fuzzy to backups. He's just worried about what he has to do because that's his focus. Doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it right. But to me, I would hope if you're a Hall of Fame player, you would want to sprinkle some of your, you know,